Hello, this is Gilles Nehr. Here's the third part of my video tutorial how to rehair a violin bow. And today we're going to learn to attach the hair inside the frog and making the wood wedge that holds the hair flat. This tutorial follows the technique of rehairing from the frog to the head and not the other way around. You have to wait for the fourth part video to understand why I advise to learn this technique, but I will upload that video shortly. One typical Mirko and French bow-making technique is to work on your knee. The round shape of your knee gives you the possibility to support a piece on different angle for carving or filling, which you can't do on a flat bench. Also, you have now a soft surface that will reduce tremendously the chances to damage the bow, and especially its frog. Sitting on your chair, raise your left knee and rest it against the side of your bench. If the frog touches your knee, it will be only from its brass eyelet. But best is no contact at all between the frog and your knee. Hold the frog with two fingers and have a third finger under that is holding the pressure. Bending the hair will make it easier to position the knot inside the mortise. Position the knot inside the mortise and place it perfectly inside using the handle of a file. The knot has to be parallel to the bottom of the mortise and the closest as you can to that bottom. Place the plug in position. First the front of the plug, then push the back down with your finger. Force down the back of the plug inside the mortise with a flat file, using the side of the file that has teeth so you don't slip. It might not show on a video, but the frog isn't touching at all the knee. If the plug is too long and can't be forced inside, cut a bit of its back with your knife. If it's too loose, you unfortunately have to make a new one, longer this time. If the mortise is not deep enough, try cutting more wood with your round gouge like on my first video, so the hair knot has more room to sit inside the plug. To not have the hair spreading to the sides and getting on the way of the purse slide, twist the hank of hair and pull it. Holding it down against the hair while sliding. Then push carefully the purse slide inside its path. Now you should gather hair through the ferrule, and here a little trick to make it easy. Place some thread under the hair. Take both extremities of the thread and pass them through the ferrule. Hold the extremities of the thread and pull it until the hair goes through. Push the ferrule in its place. To start making the wedge, cut the side until the middle of the wood piece. Cut it on the angle that matches the shape of the ferrule. The wedge has to be quite thin, so cut the top to reduce its height. You could use a file in addition to your knife if you feel more comfortable. Use a piece of thick leather on your bench to place the frog onto. to avoid any marks on the heel. A piece of leather belt is what I use. Not yet. Push carefully the hand of your wood piece inside the ferrule. You have to be perfectly aligned with the frog, meaning perfectly perpendicular to the surface of your bench. That to reduce pressure on the ebony tongue. Carefully move your wood piece sideways to leave marks from the ferrule. See where the marks are and carve the side of your pieces until you reach them. Check if your piece fits correctly. You have to see a small mark on the top of your piece left by the ebony tongue. If the mark is too strong, remove thickness, and if there is no mark, then cut more of the sides. You should see tiny marks all around your wedge. Not all, but most musicians appreciate slightly more hair to the playing side, because attacking the strings on the tango, because hair have tendency to break more on this area. If you want to do that, break the angle of your wedge on that side. Of the same side you see here on the video for violin or viola bows, but the opposite side for cello bows. Sew the wedge right after the marks, leaving the marks on it. Your wedge should have the exact shape of the space it's going to fill. Place the frog on your piece of leather. Make the hair slide sideways. Use also your finger to get it even. You should make a regular band of hair all the way. Add a few more hair to the corner of the playing side so it can fit inside that cut you made on the wedge. Holding the hair in perfect position, apply some glue. Debate on which glue to use, that's up to you. Try different glues, make your choice. I will not allow any instant glue, but any glue that could be cleaned with water and makes it easy for the ferrule to be removed on the next rehair. Hot glue, perhaps, but my favorite and the one I use is white glue. It's all really well, it doesn't fuse inside the hair, it's very easy to clean, safe for the frog, and it's soft enough so the glue doesn't break. And push the wedge inside with your fingers. Add more glue, that time directly on the wedge. Push the wedge all the way inside with a small hammer. The hammer isn't here to force, but to be sure you push the wedge at a perfect vertical position, with, and this is important, only pressure to the wedge and not the ebony tongue or ferrule. Check that the flat part of the ferrule isn't bending. If it does, your wedge is too thick. Remove excess of glue. If the wedge goes away before the next rehair, it could be that it is too thin, but it could be also that the ebony wasn't clean enough for the glue to hold on. Always prepare the ebony before you glue the wedge on it. Do not fire the ebony to make it flat unless you made that bow and it's your decision. Instead, clean the ebony tongue with a Q-tip dipped in a small amount of water or even acetone if water isn't enough. Now your frog is ready. This was the third part of my video tutorial how to rehair violin bow. Thank you for watching.